Guys, in this video we are going to be learning about variables. So how do you create variables, how do you assign data to them, and how to use them. So variables is nothing more than just memory space. So in math we create variables to store some data, such as let x equals to 15, and then we use that x in our program rather than using that 15. Just like in programming, we need to a lot of the times create variables to store some data, and then we can use those variables in our program. So to create, there are many different types of data types in Java, such as int, char, boolean, string, long, byte, short, float. There's a lot. So but you need to just know four. Okay, the four of these are the main ones that you will be using all the time. And if you want to know more about the others, Google them. Google Java data types. So here is how you create a variable called number, which is going to store a number. So you're gonna say int number equals to 15. So what this did is create a variable called number, which can only store a number because the data type is int. If I make this something like char, it's not gonna, it will work because 15 is still a character. But if I do something like boolean, it's not gonna work because booleans can only hold true or false. So let's put it back to int. So int, as you can see, is a orange. That means it's keyword. Int can only store numbers. So int is the data type that you wanna declare. Number is the name of your variable, and 15 is the value. So you can also assign data to your variables like this. So you can say number equals to 15 or whatever, 14. So you can do it on the same line or on the other line, depending on your program and your needs. So let's say you're making a little game where you have a player. Now that player has a name, has an age, has a health bar, and you have to check if he is alive or not. So let's say he has a name. So the name can be stored in this data type, string. We can say player name equals to, let's just say Rom. Okay, so string is the data type, even though it's not orange, because string in itself is a big concept. It's not just a data type, it is a class. Okay, so string, I will talk more about that in the later videos, but just remember that whenever you have to put text or words in your data, in your variables, you have to use string. Now let's declare the health of this player. That again we can use by doing int player health equals to 100. Now let's see if this player is alive or not, if he's still in the game or not. That we can do very simply using boolean. We can say is alive equal to true. If is alive equal to false, that means our player is dead. If it is true, that means our player is still alive. So booleans can only return two things, whether true or false, whether it's on or off. So now how do you use them? Let's just say, now let's do very simple usage of these variables. Let's just print out their values. So we can do system.out.println, as I taught you in the last video. We can say player name plus player name, and I can just copy this, and then we can say player health and player is alive. So we can do player name here, then we can concatenate player health, and then here we can do is alive. So what this is going to do is, if you run by hitting the green button, it's going to give you three different statements. First, it's going to give you the name of the player, then the health of the player, and then the status, whether he's alive or not. Now let's say I want to change my player name from Ron to Zach. Say I want to change my player name from Ron to Zach. So I put Zach in here, I hit the green button again, and there we go. We say player name Zach, player health 100, and player is alive true. And now let's say our player health drops down to 70. Okay, and there we go. We will get player health 70%. So this is how variables can be declared, can be assigned, and also how they can be used. Now obviously this is very simple usage of the variable where you're just printing out their data, but in the future video I will be showing you much better usage of variables and how you can do it. Now let's just do let's say you want to have a little calculator where you take in two numbers and you add them. So we can do that very simply. We can declare two number variables. So I can say int number 1 equals to 10 and int number 2 equals to 5. Now hang on a second. So both of my variables here are of the type int. So why not just declare them both on the same line? So we can do this actually. We can do int number 1 equals to 10 and number 2 equals to 5. So you can actually do that. So if your variables have the same data type, that is that your both variables in this case are int, you can declare them on the same line by using a comma, and then you can assign them the value as well. So now let's just say we want to add them. So we can declare one more variable called sum. So int sum. So sum is gonna be equaling to, so we can actually just do int sum equals number. Now in this case we can do one thing. We can either do sum equals to 10 plus 5, right? Now that will work because our number 1 is 10 and our number 2 is 5. But let's say I want to change my number 1 to 11. So then I would have to go in my sum and I would have to change it to 11. But then let's say in the future I want to change my number 2 to 7. Then I would have to come up here and change it to 7. So that is a lot of work. So instead of doing that, we can now use our variables. So I can say number 1 plus number 2. There we go. Okay, and now I can actually print it out. System.out.println sum plus sum, and also to concatenate you just add a plus sign between your quotations and your variables. So if I run this program, I should get 16, and I do sum 16. Now I can go on, I can change these values however I want, and it's gonna do it itself. There we go, it's gonna change itself. So as you can see, that is a much better usage of variables, and variables are, you know, amazing. I'll show you in later videos how to use them like in much better ways. So that is it for this tutorial. Go subscribe to the channel if you want more videos, hit the like button and comment if you have any questions, and I will explain it whenever I can. So thanks for watching again.